Okay, I'm back. Is this in focus? It doesn't look like it's in focus. Oh. Now is it in focus? Oh, I hate everything. Okay, there we go. All right, so I just finished sewing this part of it. You can't see because I used a matching thread, but I've sewn all along here, leaving this little part open right now. And so now we're going to see what that's for. That's the turning hole. So what we're going to do is we're going to open it up and stick our fingers in there. And I like to grab for the opposite corner and pull it through. So that's it. You're just turning it inside out. Really easy. Okay, really, oh, come on, easy. Closed captions. Sounds of struggling. Let me see. Hold on. All right. So once we get that to, you know, an approximation of what we want it, take something like a pen. They make special tools for turning corners, but, you know, a pen works just as fine, so why go out and buy something specifically for that? Just be really careful when you use it to push those corners out, because you can accidentally tear through the corner. Not that I would know anything about that a dozen times. So just do that to every single corner so that you get those nice sharp corners. So there we go. Okay. Now, what I like to do at pretty much every stage is to iron it. So I always keep a hot iron nearby. And what you're going to want to make sure here really quick is the turning hole that you left needs to have seams too, just like all the rest of it. So you're going to just tuck it in there, and it'll kind of want to do that on its own a little bit. So there, you see now when I fold it over, the seams are more or less in line with the rest of it. I'm going to take a hot iron and press that down just so it stays in place. I'm going to do that first because that's the most likely to want to pop back out. Now once that's done, I'm going to press everything. If you press everything, then all of your corners, all of your edges, everything basically stays nice and crisp. And it lays flatter and looks nicer. All right, so now, oh, you know what? I didn't tell you guys, I don't think, what size your ribbon needed to be. It needs to be about 36 inches. You can do longer or shorter, it's just preference. It doesn't matter either way. But the more wraps you want to do, if you want to do a large bow, whatever you want to do, you'll need, you know, more. But this is 36 inches. So what I do is just double it over, and then I take the doubled end and stick it right in through where that turning hole is. And make sure it's even, because you don't get a second chance at doing this without using the seam ripper. There we go. Now, once I've done that, I'm going to pin it in place just so it stays where it's supposed to. There we go. Okay. So now that's done. That is pinned into place. And what we do next is we're going to create the actual pocket of the taro bag, the place where the taro deck is going to go. And for this size, for the standard taro size, I'm going to make that about 3 3/4 inches, meaning that this area right here is going to be 3 3/4 inches, which I think is about right there, but let me measure that to make sure. Little tiny bit more. But yeah, there we go. 3 3/4 inches. And nice. So now what I'll do is pin it in place. You don't have to do that, but I like to do it to make sure it stays and doesn't wiggle around. One pen. Okay, so now here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to show you what I'm going to do, pause again, and then go do it and come back. Start at one end. Okay, and then sew all the way around here. The seam allowances here are going to be a matter of preference. I like smaller seams when I'm doing any kind of edging stitch. So for instance, on the one that I've already done, I think these are 1/8 inch seams. Very, very tiny. If you're not very comfortable with small seams, then make them a little bit larger, but you don't want to go too much more, otherwise your wrap might be a little too snug. So yeah, try to get the seam as small or as close to the edge as you can. Like I said though, that can be a little bit difficult, so no worries if you have to go just a little bit further out. So I'm gonna go sew this around here, and then I'm gonna come back.